Can you imagine a world where every interaction is a subtle dance of manipulation, where the strings of influence are pulled by unseen hands? Welcome to the realm of dark psychology. It's not a realm of sinister villains twirling their mustaches, rather, it's a realm where the human psyche is dissected to understand the shadowy mechanisms behind persuasion, coercion, and control. In this video, you'll learn the 7 darkest manipulation techniques that ever exist. I am not telling you these techniques for you to use them on innocent people, but for you to know them and protect yourself, because understanding dark psychology is like wearing a cloak that gives you control over anyone. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's dive in. 1. Isolation. This technique is as bad as it gets, which is why I'll never advise you to do it to a good person. This tactic is done by slowly isolating the target from everyone. It is a tactic mostly used by partners in relationships to assert dominance. This is done by criticizing your friendship and planting seeds of doubt about your friend's loyalty. They subtly discourage your friend from spending time with you, making them feel guilty for wanting to maintain other relationships. Before you know it, you're cut off from your support network, leaving you dependent on the manipulator for validation and companionship. Remember, I'm telling you this so you can protect yourself. Key sure to keep it between us. 2. Triangulation. This works by devaluing one person while raising and drawing another closer. Imagine you're in a relationship with someone that doesn't give you their best and you want them to become more invested in you. Instead of telling them like always, do this instead. Start comparing them to your ex, point out their accomplishments and virtues. This will sow seeds of jealousy and insecurity, creating a rift in your relationship, but the rift won't last long, because this will make them feel like they're not good enough, and they'll do anything to keep you, which gives you control over their emotions and loyalty. 3. Love bombing. This can also be called the lover's manipulation. You can use this tactic to control someone you love. A spouse or a friend, whoever the target is, it doesn't matter. This deadly tactic is done by showering your target with attention, affection, and grand gestures from the moment you meet. Make them feel like the most special person in the world by flooding them with compliments and love. By doing this, you'll slowly gain control over them by using the love to trap them in a web of dependency. They'll never be able to leave you because of the love and affection they get from you. 4. Silent treatment. If you want someone to feel bad about something they did, this is the technique to use. If you have a disagreement with your colleague, or if they try to undermine you, stop responding to their messages and ignore their presence in the office. Allow days to go by without saying a word to them. When you see them in the hallway past them, this will leave them feeling invisible and powerless. The silence becomes a weapon, punishing them for daring to assert themselves or challenge your authority. 5. Guilt tripping. How could you do this to me? I've always done things for you. I can't believe you did this. I'm absolutely disappointed. This is guilt tripping. When someone doesn't want to comply with your demands, put their actions into stark contrast by bringing up some of the good things you've done for them. The more recent or grand the gesture, the better, but anything will work. It doesn't even have to have anything to do with the subject at hand, just so long as it shows what a good person you are. This will make them feel guilty and will give you power over them. The next time they do anything, they'll put you first. 6. Emotional blackmail. This technique can involve direct or indirect threats. Example: direct threat: if you go out with your friends tonight, I won't be here when you get back. Indirect threat: if you can't stay with me tonight when I need you, maybe someone else will. This is done by dangling the prospect of something better in the future than what they'll get that moment, but only if they comply with your demands. This will make them feel trapped, torn between their own desires and your ultimatums. If the carrot you dangle is big enough, they'll pick your ultimatums. 7. Gaslighting. This is a powerful form of manipulation that you can use to control anyone, especially when you're close to them. Gaslighting is a form of mind control you can use to manipulate anyone into questioning their reality. For example, after something happens, especially something that upsets the target, instead of acknowledging the target's feelings, you convince the target that they're confused and their memory of the event isn't correct, and you explain to them what happened, changing significant details. Doing this regularly will make the target start doubting everything they remember and make them dependent on you for validation. Imagine you and your friend had a huge argument about a certain thing, but you both made up. The next day, when your friend tries to bring up the argument, look straight into their eyes and instead of acknowledging the argument, say it never happened. This will surprise your friend, but be firm about it. Slowly, the target will start coming to you for validation because they can't trust their memory. Never use these techniques on an innocent person. These manipulation techniques is not for you to hurt others with it. It's for you to be in control always. So use it carefully. If you want to learn more about the hidden secrets of dark psychology and manipulation, click on the subscribe button.